Welcome to United Astronomy Clubs of New Jersey. We are here on site in Jenny Jump State Park in Hope, New Jersey. So we did move indoors today just for the fact we are expecting a storm cell to move through uh, sometime during the presentation, and we decided it was a lot easier just to be indoors instead of having everyone stand up and file indoors mid-presentation. Uh, so just to give any stragglers outside a chance to get indoors for our presentation, because it is kind of a nice day, and I don't blame people for not wanting to stay inside for long periods of time. I do want to welcome people who are here and also people who are joining us online, because that is right, we do live stream these to Twitch and YouTube. So if you're ever looking for something to do on a Saturday night and you're stuck at home, or you're at a party and you think, man, I could be doing better things with my time, you can always open us our live stream up and say hi and chat. In addition, you could check us out, and you should check us out on our website, uacnj.org. It's where you're going to find a list of all our upcoming talks and any special programs we might be doing, as well as information on our member clubs and what they're doing. Because that's right, we are a club made up of other clubs, and one of the best ways to get involved in astronomy is to actually go find your local club. In addition to our website, we also have our social medias, our Facebook, Instagram. We have a Discord server, all great places to get in touch with us, see what's going on, and enjoy this show. With that, for the people here, if you need to use the restroom, that is the porta potty outside. It is illuminated by red, which will become obvious when it becomes dark. It's not so obvious during the day. Red light's kind of nice because it's less taxing on your eyes than other forms of light, like bright white or blue, which is why we use that. However, as much as we enjoy having lower light conditions, when we go to leave, we should be using our headlights, because none of us have the spare money for the hospital bills of getting run over. So let's avoid that. In addition, since it will be getting dark, since we are in a state park, if you are wandering around with any flashlight or whatnot, please try to keep those pointed towards the ground, because it's really blinding when you get hit by some of these high lumen flashlights they put out nowadays, and we don't need flashlight raves going on. Of course, as you know, you did come through the museum and gift shop area. I'll be manning the little that area after the presentation, because as of yet, they still have not allowed me to be in two places at once. Okay, now that we've gotten through that, you're not here to hear me blabber on. No one wants that. You are here for tonight's presentation, which is What's Up in the May Sky with Lonny Buinis. Lonny has been giving the What's Up talks since the Cretaceous period, when the United Astronomy Clubs of New Jersey began. He holds degrees from Stephenson Institute of Technology in Physics and Computer Science, but his arms got tired, so he put them on his wall. He then learned how to make space art, 3D animation, and videos. And Lonny is the only member of the International Association of Astronomical Artists, that's a tongue twister, to specialize in virtual reality worlds. His current projects include expanding his space history ebook and putting his pants on 2 legs at a time, which is something I will never do. Thank you. 1 leg at a time for me. With that, here's Lonny.
Thank you very much, Kim. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the volunteers like Kim here and behind the scenes, tech people working to make this possible, Chris, Paul, and many others are all doing this by volunteer labor, and so am I. I'm an amateur astronomer, not a professional. I do this for love, and I've been doing it since UAC-NJ got started in the Cretaceous period in 1994. So tonight, if it were clear, you would see this. You see a beautiful grouping of the planet Mars with a star cluster, an open star cluster, which means the stars are scattered, kind of like salt on a black background. The beehive, in Cancer, the crab, the constellation, and the moon, all making a nice grouping, but not visible because the weather. So I'm going to urge you, by the end of my talk, I hope you'll be encouraged to go out on a clear night, any night this month, and that's what we're going to be looking at, what's up in the clear night skies of May. So I'm going to start by giving you some references. I see people scribbling notes furiously. It's great. You can take notes here or people at home watching. I use starwalk.space, go-astronomy, and if you forget everything else, space.com is pretty easy to remember. They have a good guide to what's going on in the current sky, calendars and the like. Also, I like moongiant.com. I don't know why it's called Moon Giant. I don't work for them. I have no idea. But these are some of the references that I like to use. Moon Giant's got all sorts of things going on. You can print a nice calendar of the phases. You can see the current phase, which is waxing crescent. What's waxing? Nothing to do with removing hair. It's the opposite of waning. If you've heard on the wane, shrinking, this means it's growing. It's getting larger and larger, and will head towards full by the 12th. I really like their calendar. You can print this. Actually, the gift shop here sells wonderful moon phase calendars. Shameless advertisement. But here you can see the main phases for the whole month. So I can tell you, just looking at these four, the first quarter moon, the full moon, the last quarter moon, the new moon, when there are good times to look at things in the sky and when there aren't. For instance, the first quarter moon, the light's coming from the side. You get some nice shadow details on the terminator, which is the boundary between light and dark. Audience participation is not punished. It is encouraged. So you could see details as the sun is setting. The first quarter moon is in the south. At Jenny Jump here, south is that way, out the front door and looking, out the front door of the main building and looking south. That's what you'd see. If you got up at 5 in the morning, before the sun rose and looked south, you'd see the last quarter moon on the 20th of this month. So early in the month, first quarter. If you have to go to work early in the morning, you'll see the last quarter late in the month. An absolutely horrible time, I'm using scientific terminology, horrible time to see anything is when the moon is full. Why? Well, if you're looking for faint stuff in the sky, nebula, clouds of gas, star clusters like the beehive that we just saw, open clusters. There are some star clusters that look like a globe, so you'll never guess what astronomers call it. Globular cluster. Yeah, brilliant. Right? Forget it. You won't see them. Full moon, terrible time to see faint objects. New moon, great time to see faint objects. Why? It's not in the sky. It's not in the night sky. It's in the daytime near the sun. Right? No moonlight. Beautiful time to see dark skies. That's the end of the month, 27th. So those are the main phases of the moon. You can get other information at Moon Giant about those. Every full moon has a poetic name from Native Americans, from other sources. I like to show that for all the months. This month, it's not only the flower moon in May, but it's a micro moon. What's micro as opposed to macro? Smaller. The moon is smaller this month because it goes around the Earth not in a circle, but in a squashed circle. Mathematical name is ellipse, right? And sometimes the faraway point lines up with the full moon, keeps moving around. The whole ellipse goes around the Earth constantly, so everything's in motion. So it happens that this month it's a slightly smaller, slightly less bright moon. Not much, just a little. The micro flower moon. And these names come from some Native American tribes like the Anishinaabe. Let's see if I can get that right. Anishinaabe tribe. But there are many names for the full moon. I found 16 at farmersalmanac.com. Some of you out there might even still buy the print version of our Farmer's Almanac. They have names for every month for the moon. And the one that's most commonly called this month is the full flower moon. Why? Because April showers bring Thank you, Mayflowers. Here they are, 16 names. I like the long ones from the Apache. The season when the leaves are green. Make sense? Good. Short ones like Frog Moon and Milk Moon. In Europe, in medieval times, they moved the cows to the summer pastures, and then the cows could then feed their young, the calves. It was a good time to give them milk. But, there are other names, Mother's Moon, Bright Moon, Hare Moon. Do you have a favorite? Corn Moon, that's short. Or the time of Big Leaf. That's cool. That was the Mohawk. So these are fun to see every month. I like to put them up. Takes a little while to put this all together. It's worth it. What's going on this month? We're here to find out what's up in the sky, right? So first, we have the moon doing some nice things. Tonight, unfortunately, we won't see the beautiful grouping of Mars and the Beehive cluster with the moon. But if you go out the same time every night, let's say 9 o'clock, and look in the same direction, you're going to see a slightly different sky every night. And that's because the Earth is rotating? Nope. You'll see the whole sky move right over 24 hours, but at the same time every night, you should see the same sky, right? No, because the Earth is moving around the sun, so your perspective changes. From night to night, it's just a few degrees difference. So the moon does some nice things going past the planet Jupiter, low in the west. Facing southwest is always going to be on your right. So the Earth goes to the east this way. The sky goes from east to west, and that's because the Earth is rotating. Very good. The opposite, the other term for when it goes around the sun is not rotate, it's revolve. And that's often confused. Jupiter sets early, so go out early if the sky is clear and look in the west. Mars is dancing. Mars is moving quickly past the Beehive cluster over the next few nights. By the end of the month, it will be heading towards Leo the Lion. Whoops. And finally, some special events. The Eta Aquariids from Aquarius, famous sign of the zodiac, the guy who's holding the water jar, water carrier, aqua, water. Aquariids, meteor shower. Every year we go through the track of an old comet or asteroid. Usually it's a comet, and we hit this debris coming at us in parallel tracks. And we see it spread out all over the sky, just like the Garden State Parkway lines or railroad tracks, right? They meet in the distance, sort of. It's perspective, right? So we see meteors all over the whole sky. And if they land, that's a meteorite. But this meteor shower is not well placed for us. It's better for the southern hemisphere. So if you want to look a few hours before dawn low in the sky, you might see some meteors. Not a good one. Every month I talk about a better meteor shower, so do come on back. Good time to see galaxies. If you look straight up, you're looking away from the Milky Way, which this time of the year is just coming up. It's still fairly low. It gets in the way. If you look through the Milky Way, can you see behind it other galaxies? No. Gets in the way. So the absolute best place to look is perpendicular, 90 degrees up, that way, near the Big Dipper, near the Hare of Bernice, near the hunting dogs, little constellations. Big Dipper we know. But can you see the galaxies without help? No. Binoculars? No. You're going to need help from a telescope. You want to come here when we have our viewing nights, right? Saturday nights. You have other people talking besides me about all different topics, black holes, astronomy from the Antarctic, all kinds of cool stuff. And we're still waiting. We're waiting for T. Corona Borealis. Have you heard about this? Last April, from April to September, they were expecting a nova to blow up in the sky and become visible to the naked eye. I'll talk about that a little bit later. So let's see what's actually happening up in the sky. This is happening right now. Mars is near a star cluster and the moon. And the moon's going to pass by very rapidly over the course of one night. Just from night to night, looking at the same time, the moon's going to jump like this and then to here, and then to here, and then to here. Why? Why does the moon move so quickly through the sky? Well, a planet like Mars moves more slowly. It's taking much longer to go around the sun than us, more than half as long, right? So not 365 days, more like 700 something. The moon is going around the Earth every month. 30, if you go by the calendar, it's 34 days. If you actually measure it in space by the stars, it's 27 and a third. And if you look at the phases, it's 29 and a half. Very confusing. We go by the calendar, 29 and a half. So that can fit into a month more than once sometimes. When you have 2 full moons in a month, it's called blue moon. Very good. I'm inviting some new members, live members of the audience. You can feel free to participate. There's no punishment for participating. So this is something that I talked about a little while ago, something we're missing tonight because of the weather, unfortunately. The moon is passing the planet Mars. Mars is passing the Beehive star cluster in the zodiac constellation Cancer, the crab, which looks exactly like a crab, right? Really? Claws? I don't know. How did the ancients see a crab here? I don't know. But I do know if you buy a star chart from us, or get a star chart anywhere, you'll see them draw Cancer, the crab, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 stars. I don't know. Astronomers, good imaginations. This is what we're missing because of the clouds. But I urge you to go out. You can see the planet Mars passing the cluster night after night slowly, because it takes a long time to go around the sun, longer than us, because it's farther from the sun. Moon is going to be zipping through the sky from night to night. Every night it goes 1/30th of the way around the Earth. So it's here tomorrow night, and night after, night after, night after, it'll be close to a bright star. And that's the next night. May 4th, 9 o'clock, 21 hours. These are screen captures from a free computer program called Stellarium. You can download it and install it on a computer. You can run it off their website, supercomputers. You don't have to install anything. You can run it for free on a mobile device, and I actually have it on my Android phone. You can just hold your phone up to the sky. It'll show you what you're looking at. It's amazing. And then what about the next night? May 4th, May 5th, moon is over here. So the moon's moving through the sky fairly quickly. Mars was here tonight, is here tonight, be there in 2 nights. It's moving fairly quickly through the sky. Our ancestors noticed this. They called these wandering stars planetides. Planetides. Movers, wanderers. So you can see where the word planet comes from. And a good way to tell the difference between a star and a planet, stars generally are interrupted by the atmosphere because they're so far away. Just one cone in your eye that's activated. One cone, one cell that sees color is called a cone. A rod is a cell that sees black and white. You'll see color. You'll see a reddish, orangey star for Mars, but unlike stars, Mars won't twinkle. It's sending more light. More than one cone gets it. I'm waiting for T Corona Borealis. Did you hear about this? It's a double star, big red giant, a little white dwarf star about the size of Earth. Tiny star. That's tiny for stars. Stars like the sun are 100 Earths across, 800,000 miles. But it's very far away. Looks the same size as the moon, doesn't it? Because it's 400 times further away than the moon, and the moon is 400 times smaller than the sun, but they look the same. Interesting coincidence. Every 228 days, this star revolves around the red giant star, and it hits a particularly dense area of gas coming from the red giant, which may explode and become bright, 1,600 times brighter, which means it goes from being an invisible star to our eye, 10th magnitude. Astronomers use this scale. 0 is about as bright as Saturn, 5 is the faintest thing you can see, and the higher the number, the fainter the object. If you go from 5 to 10, that's 100 times fainter. From 5 to 0, 100 times brighter. 1,600 times, it's going to become second magnitude, visible to the eye. It'll look like some of the stars in the zigzag Cassiopeia, the north constellation, which looks like a W. But when? Right, so somebody made predictions. 27 March? No, never happened. So our next opportunity, the next time it revolves around in 228 days, November 10th. Right, watch the news. ABC, NBC, CBS, they'll have it on for about 5 seconds. You're going to miss it. And then after that, into 2026 next year. So we're waiting. I'm going to see if I can see that in my telescope. Very faint star. Where is it? It's in the crown corona, the crown, but the northern crown. There's a southern crown, Corona Australis. This is Corona Borealis, and it's next to Hercules, main sign, coming up later on this summer. I'll show you where to find it. It's going to make T Corona Borealis, TCRB for short. It's going to make a right triangle with these two stars on the left side of the crown, Epsilon and Delta. They use Greek letters for the brightness of stars. So the brightest star in any constellation is which Greek letter? Alpha, right. See, I told you we're not going to punish participants in the audience. Now, I like this article in skyandtelescope.org that said if you're impatient, while you're waiting, you can actually see another star explode, but you need a telescope, because this is normally, you need an 8-inch telescope, because it's normally very faint, and I think it's 9th magnitude, yeah, 14th magnitude to 9. So what is that? 100-fold brightness, but not visible to the eye. And that's what it looks like when it's bright and when it's not. U Geminorum. Where is U Geminorum? What constellation? Gemini. Yeah, what is Gemini? Twins. Sign of the zodiac. So what about the constellations, which we won't see tonight? If you're facing north, I like to get oriented by starting in the north. That way, here at Jenny Jump. I call UACNJ Jenny Jump. That's what I've been doing for years, but I mean this facility. You want to look for the Little Dipper, the Little Bear, Ursa Minor, Bear Small. I picked 9:30 because it doesn't get really dark in this late spring and summer until about 9:30. And again, these are simulations from the program Stellarium. You can actually pick your location. There's a bunch of menus that pop out. I picked here. And if you want to find your way to north, right there, the North Star, Polaris, you want to find the Big Dipper, which is part of a constellation. There are 88 of these, which if you're a piano player is easy to remember. Anybody play piano? No? 88 keys on a piano. This is the constellation. The Big Dipper is not an official constellation. It's a part of the Great Bear, Ursa Major, Bear Large. And there are 8 stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You don't see the little tiny one in the bend of the handle. See how sharp your eyes are in the real sky. Go out, see if you can see the A star Alcor, Mizar and Alcor. If you were unlucky enough to have sharp eyesight when you were a Native American doing a watch at night at the fire, you were up first. How many stars are in there? 7. You, 7. You, 8. You're up. Big Bear. So we find the pointer stars at the end of the bowl of the Big Dipper, otherwise known as the plow in England, goes by many different names. Follow their distance apart 5 degrees 5 times. 5 times 5, 25 degrees. To get an idea of what that means, that's an angle. Hold your fist out at arm's length, and no matter how tall or short or large or small you are, that's generally about 5 degrees of angle. The whole sky is how many degrees? All the way around, 360. See, I told you. I encourage answers from the audience. Don't let her do all the work. 5 degrees, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll just pass the North Star. That's how to find north. We are lucky that right now the North Star is close to the North Celestial Pole. The Earth spins. It has an axis going through north and south, and it points right there, just near Polaris. It didn't always, and it won't always in the future, because the Earth, as it spins, is wobbling. Can you feel it? No, it's too slow. It's about 25,000 years to do that. There's a clock in Switzerland that has a gear for precession. It actually does it. You can't see it moving, but it actually does it. Cool. So we've got 2 of the constellations that are always up in New Jersey. 2 more are invisible in the trees right now. The King Cepheus, the Queen looks like a letter W, Cassiopeia, not visible generally, unless you have a really low horizon. And then between the 2 dippers, the tail of Draco. Draco, what do you think Draco is? Dragon, very good. You know your mythology. So this was our pole star, Thuban. That was our pole star when they built the Egyptian pyramids. And the pyramids pointed to it. But now they point here. So you can see how the Earth, as it wobbles, has changed over time. So once you know where north is, where's south? Right. So here at UACNJ, Jenny Jump, it's that way. By the racetrack in summer with the bright lights, they turn it off after 10. You hear them, the cars, and that all disappears and it gets nice and dark. The sun will be setting to your right, which is west, right? Very good. And east, everything is coming up this way. The moon, the sun, the stars are all doing that. So let's look at the west first, because those things disappear. Stars of winter are disappearing. Orion the hunter down in the trees. Jupiter, bright planet, biggest of the planets, low. See if you can see it, find it. It might, when it's very low, it might even twinkle a little or waver. But generally, planets don't. Gemini, the twins, kind of looks like twins. To the naked eye, these stars look different in color, bluish and yellowish, Castor and Pollux. So if you were looking at our sun from far away, like where those stars are, the sun would look yellowish. There's a slight yellowish tint. Now, you're not going crazy. In stellarium, the colors are not strong, but the human eye can see them in the real sky. And a little trick when you're looking through the telescope is take the focusing knob and turn it out a little so things are fuzzy. You can see the color better. Gemini, the twins, right there is where U Geminorum is in the constellation Gemini. And then further up, Mars is passing the Beehive cluster. Look where it is on May 15th. It was here tonight. It's over there. It's moving pretty quickly. One of the faster moving planets. Johannes Kepler spent years trying to figure out the orbit of this planet. It was easy to measure the difference in timings. And he kicked himself because he tried all different figures to match the orbit. Came back to the ellipse years later and said, how did I miss that? He was the first one to figure out the shape of the orbits of planets. So check out the west before things disappear. Look straight up, facing south. You have to crane your head backwards. So if I'm facing south, I want to see the Big Dipper, I have to do this, right? Because that's in the north. But I would see straight up near the point directly above your head, galaxies in this area. Near Canis Venatici, the dogs who hunt. Near Coma, the hare Bernices of Bernice. All in this area, galaxies, which you can't see without a telescope. That's why we asked you to come back here and ask the amateur astronomers out there amongst the observatories with their own equipment, show you some galaxies. Right over here is the Black Eye Galaxy. Looks like someone punched it. It's a galaxy that's tipped toward us. Some galaxies are tipped against us, so they're very thin. You can't see much. You can see dark dust and bright gas. So good time to see galaxies. The main sign to remember, if you forget everything else I tell you, there's one constellation to see each season. Winter I talked about Orion the Hunter. This is a mane and a tail, and mighty jaws. Leo is the what? Leo, the lion, right. I'm just making sure people know. Okay. So does it look like a lion? Maybe. To me it's a backwards question mark. And you'll find that in the south in spring, late spring into summer. Or another way to find your way around the sky is do something we amateur astronomers call star hopping. Right? Follow the arc of the Big Dipper's handle to Arcturus. Arcturus. A-R-C, Arcturus. Bright orange star, fourth brightest in the sky. Orange in color. Unmistakable. Not here in the real sky. And I'm just disappointed that you good people have to go out and not see any of this live. So I urge you, come on back. All right, we're here every Saturday open to the public. Saturday nights. Arc to Arcturus, keep going. You'll speed to Spica, spike of wheat in the hand of Virgo, another sign of the zodiac. And in the middle of the month, 9:30, facing east, you'll see stars that will be higher up in the summer. This big letter H spells the first letter in the name of the hero Hercules. And Corona Borealis we saw before, waiting for the nova right there. It's going to add a star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll be an 8th star, very bright. Naked eye, which is the equipment that you're given when you're born, and I urge you to use it. It's very useful. You can buy a star chart here. You can get one free online, Sky and Telescope, astronomy.com. Hercules also has a faint, fuzzy, round cloud here, which you can see even in small binoculars. Right, the bigger the aperture, the more light you get, the brighter it'll be. But it is a globe, a bunch of stars in the shape of a globe. So we amateur astronomers and professionals also call it what? Globular. Yes, thank you. Globular cluster. Brilliant. These astronomers, how did they get these names? If you forget everything else I've said tonight, check out space.com. That's easy. They also have a list of the best stargazing apps, both iOS and Android. You can read, believe it or not, you can still read print publications. We have some old ones here. Sky and Telescope, Astronomy have been in print for decades. They have great subscription sites, but I get a lot of stuff free. A large part of their website is free. Calendars, what is there to observe? Sky news, what rockets are going up, space flight. Same with space.com, which I find easy to remember. Stellarium is a program that I use to make those screen captures, but I can also run it live. And since we have time, I am going to do that before I let you go. This is stellarium-web.org. If you don't want to download stuff from Stellarium, you can just run it live with their computers on site. And then mobile stuff, it's great. Hold up your mobile device and it will show you what you're looking at. When I look at the sky with my telescope, I can't see anything. I live in Bergen County. The skies are polluted with light pollution, right? So I'm pretty sure I can find the North Star, but if I want to see that my scope is aligned properly, oh, that's where Aquarius is. And then I am able to do something. So it can see right through clouds. Not really, but it gives you the power to do that. If you want to get started in astronomy, I recommend binoculars. And the bigger the better. Large binoculars are not as expensive as they used to be. So that's just a sampling from Amazon. Although they do get pretty heavy, so you're going to need a tripod or something. I use the roof of a car, a railing to support these. So again, a quick test. Oh, you didn't know that we were doing a review? Oh no, it's like being in school. Mars, although we're going to miss, because of the weather, we missed this beautiful grouping, do watch the planet as it moves through the sky. By the middle of the month, it'll be all the way over about 5 degrees or so. Jupiter, if you want to see Jupiter, you got to get out early in the month and look after the sun sets. Brilliant. You notice the color difference. Jupiter is a kind of a cream color. Mars is this kind of an orangey. Kind of like, they say when they look at it in telescope, the people who study it say apricot colored. Anybody like apricots? No. And forget the meteor shower. Watch for T Corona Borealis. It'll be on the news for 5 seconds. I really mean it. Okay, maybe six seconds. It'll go by really fast, but you'll see it. The only problem is, well, actually, no. It's going to get easier and easier to see because corona will rise earlier and earlier as time goes on this month. And a good time to look for galaxies when you're here or visiting an observatory. Ask some astronomers to show you the Black Eye Galaxy M64 or any galaxy up there. One of them is called the Sombrero. I think it's near Leo. And it looks like, it does look like a hat. Gas this way and dust, and then the bright center of the galaxy. I didn't put myself in. How about that? Well, if you want to find me, you can reach me at astronomyinmotion.com. That's just one long bunch of letters. When I first got this URL, it kept trying to tell me it's too long. People can't remember that. But I like it. I mean, astronomy in motion. I move things. I animate stuff. I blow things up. On my website, you can see explosions. You can play with 3D objects for free. 3D Mars, 3D Moon with all the landing sites. But if you want to find UACNJ, it's easy. We're all over the place. Before I let you go, though, would you like to see the sky live, simulated? Okay. Let us take a look at Stellarium, which I've installed on my laptop. And it started out, I was using version 0.7, and now it finally went to version 2. I don't know what happened to version 1. Or is it? Wait, maybe it's still... Oh no, 24.1. They went from 0.14 all of a sudden to 22, these programmers. So you can do things that you can't do on a planisphere, a circular star chart, like this. You can turn things off and on. You can turn on outlines, you can turn them off. You can go forward in time to when it's dark. This is 20 hours. 20 minus 12 is 8 p.m., 8:37, the current time. Let's go to 9:37. A little better? 10:37? Yeah, some members of the audience might have to go to bed earlier than that. Whoops. What happened to my... There we go. All right, so 9:38 at night, facing north. There's the queen, Cassiopeia, the W, the king, Cepheus. Looks just like a king and queen. It's remarkable. How did they do that? It's amazing. But they're low in the sky. Oh, yeah, also low is the double cluster. This is a double open cluster. 2 bunches of stars, probably gravitationally bound, doing this over eons. Beautiful. They're near Perseus and Cassiopeia. But I urge you to see if you can use the Big Dipper to find the North Star. And then look in the west before stuff disappears. Jupiter is low. In a telescope, we can do this. Zoom way in. A small telescope will show you a disk with some banded clouds. And the 4 giant satellites are visible right now. The ones that Galileo saw 400 years ago in 1610. Bigger telescopes show amazing detail on Jupiter. And this is something so big you could fit 11 Earths all the way across. The Great Red Spot's not visible right now. It's on the other side of the planet. This moon right here, Europa, may be an abode of advanced life. We don't know yet. Underneath that cracked icy surface, there's warm water. Oceans been warm for billions of years. Are there tube worms and blind shrimp like we have in the oceans of Earth? We don't know yet. But within our lifetimes, actually within this decade, they're planning to send a probe to Europa. How about Mars? Past Gemini, the twins. There's that beautiful grouping I was talking about. Anybody getting dizzy yet? beehive cluster. What's that? Starlink. What's Starlink? Bunch of satellites, right? Thousands of them for internet access. But I'm going to focus on Mars near the moon tonight. Zoom in. Mars has got a small disk, right? It's smaller than the Earth. It's closer to us than Jupiter, but still pretty small. We cannot see the two moons, Phobos and Deimos. The glare of Mars drowns them out in a telescope. But you might see an icy cap, frozen carbon dioxide, and some water, some H2O. Dark lava outcroppings and a lot of dust, desert dust. We know that there's a lot of water under the surface on Mars, and the closer you get to the pole, the closer it is to the surface. So the poles might be a good place for the first people to land on Mars to get water. So a lot of water frozen under the surface. And over the next few nights, I can show you what happens by changing not the time but the day from the 3rd to the 4th to the 5th. Why does the whole sky shift? Again, Earth is moving around the sun. So every night, even every night, you're looking at the same time at a slightly different place. By the time a few months roll around, you're into another season. Each season is 90 degrees apart. So if I'm looking for Orion in the winter, the lion in the spring, the scorpion in the summer, and the great horse in the fall, Pegasus, flying horse, I'm looking in 4 different directions. That's why we do What's Up in the Sky every month, because it's shifting by 30 degrees every month. 360 divided by 12 is, right, everybody afraid of math? 360 over 12 is 30 degrees. The sky is different every month. I'm showing you a different sky. So I hope you're going to come back for What's Up in June, which we'll be doing at the beginning of June. This is Stellarium. There's lots of free stuff out there. Come see me. Come talk to us. We like to give away lots of information. That's what we are here for you, the general public. And with that, I want to say thank you. You've been a good audience. Good night. Thanks. So you see, audience participation is encouraged. I give you Kim, who's helped to make this series possible.
All right. Thank you very much, Lonnie. Thank you, everyone. So we are going to be doing a question and answer session. For the people here, you're just going to raise your hand, and I will pass you the microphone so the people online can actually hear the question. Because chances are, if you have that question, someone else also probably has that question. Online people, you have it easy. You get to type, and then I read it on my portable internet device. All right. So it looks like normally I started out by a question online, but looks like there wasn't really a question. But someone replied, "The moon moves so quickly because it is a very busy celestial body with many important space things to do."
It's got places to go.
Things to do, people to see. All right, was there a question out here? Bueller?
So you know everything about the sky.
It doesn't even necessarily need to be about anything in the presentation. We've had questions about black holes, your favorite type of telescope.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to get those in. Since I don't really see questions online, one of the online people on Twitch who also streams astronomy, Misadventures in Astro, said they're hoping they can, during the full moon, if they can get T Corona Borealis to actually show up when they stream, because they stream astrophotography and whatnot. So if you're looking for astrophotography, there are actually an ever-growing number of people like us who do live stream astrophotography and different space programs. So keep a lookout for those. Are you sure there's no questions?
Favorite? Did I miss your favorite constellation? We can bring it back. Wow. Thank you.
See, this is what happens when you explain things too well.
Next time I'll mess it up.
And people, you have to be like, oh yeah, pi, it's 3.41. people will go, no, it's
They
3.14159.
will, oh, they'll correct you.
Uh,
We do encourage you to ask a lot of questions. Bring your own equipment, bring your telescopes, binoculars. We can help you either, how to use it or to help fix it if there's a problem. Yep,
we
that's
don't
what we do.
guarantee that we'll be able to fix it.
No, no.
Of course, we are amateurs, but usually we know someone who knows how to do that and can point you in the right direction, or like, oh, hey, this just needs collimation, which is just lining the mirrors and lenses up into a straight line. So sometimes that can help if you're having problems. Uh, for everyone here, since I do know a couple of you came in later, if you need to use the restroom, that is the porta potty outside. It is illuminated by red, so for ease of seeing. When we go to leave, we are using our headlights because no one likes to get run over, and quite frankly, no one has the money in this economy to do that either. So avoiding medical bills.
No.
Yeah. Avoiding medical bills is high up on the list. When we are wandering around, because I don't know if we actually have any telescopes open. I haven't been outside in approximately 2 hours. If we're wandering around to, for example, go take a look off the rock that you can get a view of Great Meadows and whatnot, be mindful if you have a flashlight or other light device that we try and keep those lights pointed towards the ground, because sudden blinding flashlight with a flashlight rave is a little bit too much. Other than that, we do have a number of volunteers around. I don't know what they're doing, because again, I've been here monitoring online chat.
At least they're not getting rained on. Or are they? Did it?
Yeah, originally we were supposed to be outside, but when we saw a sail that was supposed to hit, we're like, we're going to be inside just in case, because had we chosen outside, we would have needed to file in here anyway, but because we chosen here, it was perfectly fine out there. Darned if you do, darned if you don't. Anyhow, thank you all for coming here. Thank you all who joined us online. We always love to see it. Like I said, if you happen to think of any questions, do reach out to us on any of the medias that we have. We have many of them.
And don't forget UACNIDGE.
Which also has links to everything. With that, have a great night, clear skies, and good seeing.
Thanks for coming.